shoot. Yep, there it is. I hear us now.
All right, you are 1, 2. You're 3.
3, 4, and 5.
Oh, that's easy. All right, you talking yours first.
Hello?
Hello.
I think I heard you. You good on mine? You guys can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, cool.
I just didn't want somebody to be like super loud.
Yeah, good
Alright.
sound levels.
Okie dokie. Here we go. I'm about to hit record. All right, you ready for the mic talk to be on?
Yep.
All right, let's do
I
it.
think so.
Go. You're good.
Yep. Wait. So we're starting now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're starting now.
Oh, crap, my bad.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Void Wrestling Podcast, Episode 6. We're coming to you live from the Podcast Detroit Studio Network. Sorry about no live stream today. A little bit of technical hiccups, but we'll be hitting you guys next time with a stream. So let's get started, guys. We're going to be going over the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was a live show?
It was a live show.
It was,
That-
yeah.
Yeah,
They broadcasted it to the network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they presented it like a pay-per-view and everything.
Oh, yeah. Bunch of Mania rematches and stuff, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened about a week ago, so let's go down the card and get some thoughts and feelings on it, you guys. So in the first match, the opener, we had John Cena defeating Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
This match was really good.
You thought this was a good match?
I thought it was an enjoyable match. It's a good way to get people excited because they haven't actually wrestled each other in a very long time.
Yeah.
So you can tell that they knew each other, and they can tell that it was just good to see these two people from a different era wrestling again now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crowd of people. Like, you could tell they were super into it. Like, they got really into it. And, I mean, same logic follows. Triple H went over Jinder in India because everybody loves Triple H all over the world. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I thought
it's nothing really special, but it got the job done. Like, they got the crowd hyped up. It was a good way to open.
Exactly, yeah.
I thought it was okay. I thought it went a little too long, though. It was 15 minutes. It felt longer. I don't know. It was just okay to me. But yeah, so the next match, we had Cedric Alexander defeating Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Okay, so Kalisto hit AR Fox's low main pain.
You saw that
Yeah.
too, right?
A springboard Spanish fly. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And he also caught a drop kick to the dome that actually scared me
Yeah, no,
because of how dead on he took that on his chin. And but I mean, he didn't lose a step the rest of the match, so I guess nothing bad happened. It just looked really sketchy when he first hit it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Cedric got him right in the face.
The crowd was weird for this match to me because it was like they were into it when they were doing like flippy stuff and high fly stuff like that.
But during the rest spots,
But during like everything, it just seemed like they didn't care.
kind of stopped paying attention.
It's kind of like how it is normally on a regular show. How you know, the way they build cruiserweights is like they do these flippy stuff. This is what they do. And so when they do in regular wrestling stuff that you see throughout the entire event, it's like, okay, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the flippy stuff.
That being said, Drew Gulak is a national treasure.
Of course.
Yeah, Drew
I will
Gulak's
fight.
fantastic.
I will fight anyone who says different.
Indeed.
Love Drew Gulak.
Yeah, Gulak's pretty great.
Gulak is great. And then we had Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt versus The Bar
Dude,
for
you
the
gotta
Raw tag titles.
you gotta call them by their name. It's the Woken Warriors, man.
Is that
is
officially
that-
their name?
Yeah, that's their name.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Woken Warriors.
All right,
Yep.
I'll take that.
defeating the Bar. How'd you guys feel about this match?
It was the right decision for them to win. in my
I agree
opinion.
with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they kind of had to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how do you feel about the tag finish that Bray and Matt are doing?
I
now?
don't like
the
it.
Wheelbarrow twist of fate. Do you think that's better than Sister Abigail swung into one, or
I think it's a really weak looking move.
yeah,
It
I'd kind of.
Like the twist of fate is already kind of like pushing it as a finisher, but then like doing the wheelbarrow, it's like, how's that more effective?
Yeah, like what are you getting leverage? It looks like Bray's not really doing anything.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like very small change that could probably do a lot for that is Bray just kind of holds the legs and drops them.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you maybe
yeah.
put one hand at like the small of the guy's back and just pushed on it,
They don't make it look like he actually
very small
forced
thing,
them down.
but it looks like it's actually adding leverage. And the way they do it now doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of added force to it.
Exactly. Just like, oh, well, Matt's doing all the work and Bray's just kind of holding them.
Basically, yeah. Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal.
So this had the awesome spot where Jeff goes for Whispering in the Wind,
Completely whiffs it.
misses him,
That was what I'm saying.
and then
Jinder
Jinder sells
still-
it like a legend.
My goodness, there was a decent amount of botches in this whole actual
And this
event.
whole show, this show was something else, you guys. This match only went 6 minutes, pretty short and everything.
I didn't expect Jeff to lose here at all.
The crowd completely hated Jinder the entire time.
Oh, of course.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
He gets heat.
Oh, no, they despised him. Yep.
Yeah, as a match, another kind of skippable match, just really there.
Yeah, I mean, like, props to Jinder for getting actual heel heat in this day and age because everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he walks out there with the intention of getting booed
Mm-hmm.
and makes it happen.
Whereas everyone else, like they say they're heels, but at the same time they're very approachable heels.
Yeah.
I think it's just how society
Yeah,
has changed.
it's like,
so.
as much as, like, one of my favorites, and it bothers me because he goes back and forth so much. Like, Kevin Owens has probably the best, like, detached sociopath face in the entire business.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin Owens can just, like, with facial expressions and the way he starts moving,
Mm-hmm.
can sell the fact that this dude just snapped and he's just beating people because it's fun.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he does stuff like crack really funny jokes while he has the other guy in a headlock. And like talk crap to the crowd, and it gets pops. So it's like there's not a lot of consistency there. You know?
Yeah.
But Jinder, for his to credit to him, Jinder plays a really good bad guy. Like
Yep.
you want to see him lose. The only thing that bothers me is I feel like the Singh brothers, like, yeah, use them. They're entertaining. I like that. Jinder should not be a cowardly chicken bad guy. Jinder is taller and buffer than 2/3 of the roster, and he should be bullying most of the smaller guys.
Exactly. Like they should just be helping him bully
Yeah.
the other people. They
It's
shouldn't
like
be
it's like
doing-
have them help, yes, but have them help even though he doesn't need it because he's dominating. Because that
Right.
makes him even more of a dick because he didn't need their help, but he took it anyway.
exactly.
You know?
But yeah, no, overall, fine.
It was just there.
Yeah.
It didn't do a lot, but it wasn't awful. Like, it was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Next match, we had the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, defeating the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. Uso penitentiary. This match went 5 minutes. You guys, this was the shortest match.
Yeah,
Yeah, it feels like they just threw them together.
kind of to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
I friggin' love the Usos. Like, I really, really do. But I didn't expect them to win their belts back.
Nope. It was very few title switches here, and
was
I
only
expect
one.
that. Yeah, I expect
The
that,
only
though.
title that changed hands was the one that was vacant and had to change hands.
Yeah, yeah.
But it didn't go to the bar, which is like you could have argued that was.
Oh,
an
thank
option,
God they
but-
didn't, though.
Yeah, the bar needs to do something else.
Yeah, this match was just typical squash match. I don't
It
know.
was fine. I'm glad Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are actually doing stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, because when they were with
Yeah.
Bray, it's just like, come on, use them to their full potential.
Yeah,
and
so
they're
there's-
slowly doing
There's
that.
Yeah.
shout out to like another wrestling podcast I was I don't know if they're even gonna listen to this, but Steve and Larson, they do the Going and Raw podcast.
Oh yeah,
And I love them to
yes.
death. They're great. And they had the idea that like I can't get out of my head the True Buds. Whereas Dude Harper and good guy Eric Rowan.
That'd be so good.
And they come out and they're just super chill guys that just want to make a paycheck so they can go home and eat.
Yeah,
I mean, legit.
And they could like I really want that to happen. And like I might tweet them later and see if they'll shout us out. It'll be great.
That'd be
Because
cool.
they're the best. Like the friendo
yeah.
the friendo verse is amazing.
Definitely.
But okay, so that match, quick squash, kind of what we expected. You know,
Yep.
the Usos are gonna stay popular no matter what they do because
Yep.
they had a banger of a year. Like honestly, best year since they've come up to Maine. I think
I think so
I think
too.
so.
they totally reinvented themselves. That rivalry they had with the Usos is one of the best tag team feuds.
With
that
the New Day.
yes,
Yeah.
with the New
Yeah.
Day. The Usos. Did I say with the Usos?
Yep.
The
Yeah.
Usos and the New Day. That tag team feud was one of the best tag team feuds I've seen in the last like decade. Easy.
Oh yeah.
Absolute fire every time they stepped in the ring together. It was amazing. For a promo, for a match, they played off each other brilliantly. Usos will have their time again. Right now, Bludgeon Brothers are at the top of the food chain on
Yep.
SmackDown.
Because a loss doesn't hurt the Usos. They're
Right.
still very
And I'm
popular.
very excited to see who's going to step up and challenge them next.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we go to the ladder match for the IC title.
Oh, sorry, man.
No, this is good. I
Yep.
was just saying, yeah, let's go over who's in it. I mean,
It's Seth Rollins, the champion, defeating Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Miz.
going into it, though, I had no idea who was going to win this match at all. I mean, ideally, you would think Seth retains here again because they're not going to do anything super meaningful.
But I do think that sometime soon, Finn is going to get that championship.
He
though.
needs it. Like, I
think-
was hoping so much that he would get it.
I think Finn needs something. I hated the ending to this match where Finn just came off like such a loser. Like, because
Okay.
it's like he's on top of the ladder and it's just Seth just pulls it. Like,
One thing I did kind of enjoy about that, though, is that in ladder matches, every single time that you do it, it's always one guy on either side of the ladder, and they climb just excruciatingly slow.
Yep.
yeah,
Like,
they
all their
they were
stamina is
climbing like
suddenly
really
gone.
fast. Yeah,
Like, you just hit your finisher 3 times in a row on 3 other people in the match. But now you have no energy to do anything at all, and you got to climb really, really slow.
Yep.
I really enjoyed, like, okay. So, from a character aspect, it's important to me as a fan watching, if you are the champion, I need to feel like that championship is important to you.
Yep.
I need
Yeah.
to feel like you really, really care about keeping it. And for Seth to just springboard up over other guys and scramble up the ladder to get his championship made me feel like Seth is really, really proud to be Intercontinental Champion. It's important
It
to
really
him.
wants
He
it.
wants to stay champion.
yeah.
And that just elevates the title for me. And, I mean, especially if he's going to keep putting on kick-ass matches with Finn Balor all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, if they do it too much, we'll get burned out. But right now, I'm still having fun with all the matches.
I'm waiting for that point where like Finn's just like, you know what, I had enough, and just
And
like go
utilizes
off.
the club because they're on SmackDown now.
Hey man,
Hey.
whatever.
I'd
It's
be
like,
all right with that. Part of me hoped that Samoa Joe would win just so he could bully the SmackDown roster.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
And just
Samoa
bully
Joe.
the entire mid card with that belt. But I feel like a time will come for that. Because Samoa Joe is a dangerous dude with or without a belt.
I think
So-
like the thing is they're going to build Joe as the top heel on SmackDown.
Mhm. Joe is a force of nature, whether he's champion or not.
So I think that was their logic and reasoning behind putting him on SmackDown. So I liked it as a match. There were cool spots and everything, but like I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the way how like Seth just kind of pulled it and Finn was like whatever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I just wanted to,
It just made like Finn look like such a loser. Like
I get the thing about him looking like a geek. I just want to throw out there like what I did like about it, along with what you did.
But this is just gonna be more fuel for him.
yeah.
They're gonna use
Exactly.
this moment. I can tell you why they did it because they're gonna use this moment for promos.
Exactly.
They're gonna
Yeah,
zoom in on
probably.
Finn's face
Because he was so close, and he
Yeah.
keeps doing everything the right way, and it's just not getting him there.
So now he's gonna like snap. Say, you know what?
Yep.
Forget it.
Yeah.
And
I
speaking
see.
of doing things the right way, and it not getting you anywhere, and it causing you to snap, Shinsuke was 0-3 in world title matches prior to the Shin Shoryuken to AJ Styles balls that he hit at WrestleMania. EC3 suggested we change the name of his finisher to Kinshasa
Kinshasa.
on Twitter, and I thought that was great. So, because Shinsuke, like, oh god, Shinsuke as a heel is a revelation for me because, like, to where when he was a face, like when Shinsuke was, a fan favorite and everything, the way that he moved, as the rock star thing when he'd do his entrance, they would kind of have that as he's just really eccentric and he's weird and that's what he likes to do. When he does it as a bad guy, he legitimately looks like unhinged. Like
Yeah.
he looks like a crazy person that wants to go in there and hit people in the dick and knee people in the face because he can. And like he's doing fantastic work with that.
Yeah.
And this is they fought to a double count out here.
I did not
Which-
like this ending
Which
again.
normally I would have a huge problem with that,
No,
but it does logically build to the thing we're going to get into later when we do predictions about Backlash being a no disqualification match now. Because the way that they built the WrestleMania match was kind of a disappointment for me because they built it consistently as a dream match, And it kind of felt like if the match, say the match was in 3 acts, right? They got to the climax of the 2nd act and then just stopped.
They didn't commit.
And so, like, the thing for me that kind of held it back was they didn't have a proper good guy, bad guy dynamic to it. It was just built as the dream match. Well, now that they have actual motivation other than the fans want to see us fight, because Shinsuke is there to screw over AJ and take his championship. And AJ is there to prove that he's the best damn pro wrestler on the planet. And it doesn't matter that Shinsuke keeps hitting him in the nuts because he's going to win anyway because he's the best.
I thought AJ.
So I feel like it was a good step in building the story.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was better than their Mania match.
I also thought that.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up.
There was a lot more. I feel like what I was saying with the character thing, there was more fire to everything they were doing. Because in the Mania match, there was the air of like respect, like they're both just top tier guys and they want to put on a good show.
A typical.
This match was they were out to beat each other.
Yeah,
And it really made it feel more important.
That's why I didn't like the count out. Well, I mean, I never like count out finishes.
It feels,
It always feels like such an empty thing. And a double count out makes them both look weak. Because it's like, okay, if Shinsuke got counted out, then it's like, okay, Shinsuke looks weak. But if AJ got counted out, that would have been fine because he's still champion and everything.
Right.
And it would have made Shinsuke look strong. But, like, my thing is, like, this match, it was like, there was no way for them to do, pardon my French, for them to do, like, a mess-up finish like that, you know, a sloppy finish, like a DQ or anything, and not have both guys look bad. So, like, they were kind of in a rock and a hard place, but they went with, like, the worst possible option, in my opinion.
I think that it did an okay job of building up the story. It's just that in the moment, it's not satisfying. And I get that that's the point, but that doesn't make it less frustrating for us in that moment. You know, so I get exactly what you mean.
I think a way they could have solved that to make this even better is just push the fact that Shinsuke is a heel. Like, have him, I know it's kind of old hat, have him use a weapon. Just say, you know what, forget it. At this point in time, the title is not what I'm after. I just want to hurt you.
Like, he is
so
tired.
that I can get this title again later.
He is tired of playing fair and losing.
Exactly. So
because
keep
three
pushing that.
three different times. Because the first 2 times, like, I like that for Shinsuke's character, you can have the impetus for him changing. Like, the first 2 times, okay, the Singh brothers helped Jinder cheat. Jinder cheated, and that's how he beat Shinsuke, right? He lost to AJ clean as a whistle, right? So he doesn't have any excuse.
Yep.
Now he has to face the fact that rather than just, you know, getting screwed out of it, this time he actually came up short. And the whole build-up, he was so overconfident that he was going to beat AJ. And telling AJ, like, you're too emotional and you're too compromised and you can't handle this and it's too much pressure for you and that's why I'm going to win. And then AJ proved, I am the best in the world and I can deliver on the biggest stage like nobody else. And Shinsuke just couldn't handle that because he was so confident and he was so sure of himself and it didn't work. And there's no excuses for it. He doesn't have anybody he can blame except himself. And so he snapped and he decided he's going to do whatever he has to win now.
So real quickly, before we move on to the next match, out of curiosity, because of this, so far we got AJ winning the first one. We got a double count out. Do you think they're going to do full 50-50 booking and have it so Shinsuke gets the title tonight at Backlash? Or do you feel like they're just going to say, you know what, this is done and have AJ win again? Because I don't think they're going to do another double count out. There's no DQ, first of all.
I don't think they're going to have a schmoz finish tonight. I really hope that they
I don't know how
don't.
they do a schmoz finish tonight.
I hope that they don't because it doesn't help anyone and it's not really an indicator of, like, Money in the Bank is next, right?
Yeah, Money in the Bank's
In June?
next. They
like-
could do. They could do Shinsuke winning and then
do the rematch at Money in the Bank.
And then just at this point, Shinsuke's like, I got it now, so now I'm just not going to fight you. I don't need to fight you. I won. I got what I wanted.
But I don't think that either of them really gain anything by having another schmoz though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that if they do another dirty finish to it, then, like, Shinsuke looks like an idiot because he could cheat however the hell he wants to and still didn't win.
Yeah.
And
And AJ
also looks dumb because
he didn't win.
He wants revenge on this guy, and he has all of the tools in front of him to do it without losing his title.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't take advantage of them and then win, well, he looks like he's the best wrestler in the world who also happens to be really dumb. And that just doesn't help anybody out. So I really hope they don't do that.
Yeah. It depends on how this match actually goes on.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next match we had in a casket match. We had Rusev Day defeated by The Undertaker. Before this match started,
Did you guys see that they changed it
Yeah,
on Twitter
they changed it,
twice?
like, twice.
Yeah.
So they had Lana say, like, I will not allow my husband to be in a casket match with The Undertaker. And then it was Jericho, and people got hyped for that. And then, like, 12 hours later, they changed it back to Rusev.
well, it's because they got a lot of negative response from changing it from Rusev to Jericho, so they changed it back.
Did anybody think that Rusev was going to win
No,
in a casket match with The Undertaker?
No.
probably not.
Definitely not.
I just want to say Corey Graves had a fantastic line before the match began.
Yes.
Where he was like, Undertaker's won a lot of casket matches, but he's never won one on Rusev Day.
Yes. No, that was
That was
brilliant.
probably the best line I've heard in a very long
I
time.
really, really enjoyed that.
Props
That
to
was,
Corey
that
Graves.
was
Yeah,
good.
that
Yes.
was great. No, nobody thought Rusev was going to win.
That being
but-
said, though, I was sports entertained.
Yeah, I can say
I
that.
enjoyed
I had
it.
fun with that.
I enjoy seeing Undertaker in general, though.
I liked
Yes. And Rusev is a national treasure.
Aiden English.
I
Really
love
surprised
everything
me in
that
the match.
Rusev touches is gold, and I love it.
How do you surprise you?
Just the way how he was interacting with Undertaker and everything, I really enjoyed his mannerisms toward him. How he would
Yes.
run away to the ring entrance because he was so afraid of Undertaker.
Yes.
But he was so bent on protecting Rusev that he would face his fear at the end of the match.
I
and
really enjoyed the dynamic with
Get
Rusev,
his neck broken.
with Rusev and Aiden because they come off like they're actually friends.
Now,
You know?
Yeah.
Like they come off like they look out for each other because they're actually buddies as opposed to, people forced us together to be funny.
Do you feel like Lana's going to try and get rid of Aiden English, though?
I mean,
now that
based
they're
on
trying to pair them
SmackDown,
off?
I feel like potentially yes.
Based on SmackDown, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're definitely putting the question out there at the very
Yes.
least.
Definitely.
I know exactly why they're doing it though, is to slow Rusev down because Aiden's part of the whole Rusev Day thing, and it's just their way of cooling his jets.
I don't understand. Rusev is so universally popular with everyone. I've told you guys about my idea for what I want for him, right?
Because Troy, you
So-
be from a foreign country and
But-
be a good
okay,
guy.
okay,
Okay.
so Rusev
all
puts-
foreigners are evil.
But
Okay.
Rusev put on his Instagram, right? It's him, and he was mowing the lawn, and he was in a Speedo with a cigar. And,
You
yeah,
have told
and
me this.
my
Okay.
favorite, I want Rusev to be a good guy, and I want his thing to be he came to America, and Rusev is the American dream. I don't care what anybody says. This man, he immigrated here. He's immensely successful at his dream job. He has this super hot wife and this great house, and everybody loves him. And I really just want him to be the thing where, I want him to be U.S. champion again.
Yeah.
And I want him to be a good guy and be, super proud of it and be America has given me so much, and I'm so grateful for you, and I'm going to give back to you, and I'm going to be this badass champion that represents you. You are my people now.
That'll never happen, Troy.
Rusev fights for you, just like you fought for Rusev to get here.
I could see that being.
And it would be amazing. And
Really?
he would be so over. Oh my god.
Because Troy, people
Will,
from
he's a-
foreign countries cannot be good guys.
Well, he's a bad guy, and people
The
cheer
views
for
and
him.
opinions on
That
this
is-
podcast are not
when
those expressed by Podcast Detroit, by the way.
When Tristan
Not
and
even for me.
Tristan and I went to the house show over the summer, there were kids around us that cheered for Rusev,
Yeah,
even
people
though
like
he was a
Rusev.
bad guy and talking crap to the crowd. It's right there. It's so easy. He's
yeah,
money.
Very charismatic, and
He is money. Everything he touches is gold, and I wish they would do something cool with him
do you
that.
think they're just still trying to pay him back for the whole stunt of announcing his marriage on?
Okay, you know what? Rusev was still the best part of that angle because
get it.
Dog Ziggler and Cold Fish Lana was hilarious.
Yeah, Dog Ziggler.
When Summer Rae was on there, take the fish. Take the fish. He was my favorite. He was the only good part of that storyline, and he should be rewarded, if for nothing else, for being the good part of a garbage story.
No, Troy.
Like
because
he has never failed to make something entertaining out of what he has been
can't
given
do
on
it,
TV.
man.
Yes,
he's-
he's foreign. Yes, Rusev Day. Rusev Day.
It's the
Every
same
day is
reason-
Rusev Day. Every day.
Same reason why Jinder has to be a bad guy is because he's
But
a foreigner. You know, they're all evil.
You know, Jinder, like, I hate to get
Jinder's
back
so bad.
onto him after his match and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but, like, I'm really big on, like, one of the reasons why Adam Cole is my favorite and Kyle O'Reilly is really up there for me is, like, you don't even have to talk if your facial expressions tell a story of what's happening. And Jinder has a really, really good face for that.
he does.
So his body language and the way he carries himself and, like when he had the title, like, a bunch of people crapped on it because they fast-tracked him from taking just infinite L's to being world champion.
it was bad.
But you can't really say that he didn't carry himself like a proud champion.
Okay, so like,
yeah,
Because
I will say
that part of it, that
Okay,
character work, he was
carried
very
himself
good at.
well, but a lot of guys carry themselves well. Okay, like the issue with Jinder is like his promos were all the same. Okay, and that's he would say the same sentence, literally the same sentence in Indian. Okay, and
I
then
do
like,
understand, yeah.
and then his matches were bad. Okay. Because he's not a good wrestler, even though he's been wrestling for like 7 years. Okay,
I'm trying to give credit, like because there's things that he is good
and
at,
he's
and I'm
had
just
good
trying-
matches.
I'm just
Don't
trying to
get me
give it to
wrong.
him.
He
Yeah.
had a good match with AJ, but having a good match with AJ is like having a good match with God himself. Of course, that's gonna happen. Okay, I saw
You know
somebody
what?
say,
Vince couldn't pull out a good match with God, so
"Well, I mean that's because God no showed." Okay,
oh my god.
but yes,
Oh no, but yeah,
no, I get what you mean. Okay,
Jinder
so
is bad. Okay?
I want Rusev Day every day, and I want Rusev to be given his due and treated like the
never gonna happen, man.
treated like the prize that he is in this
So-
company. They are so lucky to have him. He could go anywhere else and be immensely successful.
but the next one.
You know who wasn't
Yeah, so-
successful? Roman Reigns at capturing the Universal
Awesome.
Championship from
I-
Brock
This is
Lesnar.
incredible.
No, I hate it
This
so
is
much.
the storyline of the year.
I have the best segue.
Roman Reigns.
You do.
Roman Reigns as a loser is the best wrestling story ever told.
I don't like this, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
loser.
Brock versus Roman steel
Okay,
cage match for
So
the
here's the
Universal
thing I
Championship.
didn't like about
I
this.
saw some.
Even the finish, like the finish was like messy and
Oh my-
it was badly executed.
That's what I
Oh,
hate.
this match
But
You
the
hate to
fact-
see that.
But you do.
This
But like
bad.
the thing
This
that I
match was
hated,
bad.
the thing that I hated more than anything else was why in God's name do you have this giant, good-looking, badass dude come out on Monday Night Raw the next night and start talking about how unfair it is that he's not champion right now?
Okay.
You're the biggest, toughest dude. You ate 6 F5s at WrestleMania. Go kick his ass and take your belt. Don't complain about how unfair it is. You're the
My-
toughest guy on the show. Go beat him up and take what's yours.
That's right.
My
If
favorite,
it's supposed to be yours, then get it. Like, you know?
the best part of
I
this
just-
whole match. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on Twitter somebody went, "What the heck? Did they not test this out? Like, how did they mess up this finish?"
They did not practice.
and then
no.
they were
They
like,
definitely didn't.
big
You
practice.
think Brock does dress rehearsals?
they were
Come on.
like, Big Show and Mark Henry did this right 5 years ago. How did they mess this up?
But
because
even then,
they weren't on the Brock Lesnar
Oh
schedule.
my
But
God.
even then, like
You know he would have
going
charged
by-
to show up.
Oh yeah,
and
they-
practice,
every
5
single
minutes early.
practice.
Oh yeah.
So this match was bad. This was. I feel
It-
like this
it was
match was
honestly
the.
bad.
It had potential to be good.
It had potential to be really
I
good.
don't think it had potential to be good.
I think it did
I thought
because
so.
I
I
could have.
think it did.
That could have been the moment there where like Roman will just take it to him, and they tried it because he speared him through the cage, but they messed up. The ending is what makes it
Messed
so frustrating
everything up.
because he touched the
Yeah.
the mat.
Yeah,
Brock
that's what
was
makes it
on the
better.
mesh of the chain. So
Yeah.
how does he still win?
Well,
This doesn't make any sense.
So
to
what
me.
some people pointed out was that Brock's foot did hit the floor
both
first.
feet, both
Yeah.
feet, not
One
one
foot.
foot.
It's both feet. Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
correct.
no.
Roman was completely, his whole body was on the ground.
That being said, I feel like they might not have gone that route because that's kind of like a really limp way for Roman to finally win the belt after trying for 3 years.
yeah, but still,
You know,
It's
for
not the
him
first
to-
time he's
for
won the
him,
belt,
for him
though.
to
Like,
win
that's
by
the funny thing.
coincidence, but it'll be the first time he's won it from Brock. And that's supposed to be the significant thing is that he's the one who slayed the beast and took the championship from Brock.
and they
right?
shouldn't have had this match.
And
Yeah,
so,
they
like-
should not have done this match.
So I saw something on Reddit, and like
There's a
I'm sorry
lot
to
of
I'm
things.
sorry to whoever it was that posted this because I can't remember their username. If I remember it later, I'll bring something up.
yeah,
But they were talking about it, and they had a really good idea that I thought was genuinely like would have been really cool to see. and they had said that like a good finish to like the Mania match, like even if they didn't have this, would have been like Brock just like keeps laying out Roman and he can't pin him and he gets frustrated and he just leaves, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
And Roman's thing is like he gets up face all bloody and like just does like the Maori, like sticks his tongue out and he's just like yelling at Brock, like just defiant, like come back here and fight me. Brock turns around, just yells at him, runs back in. Roman like full hulks up on him, spears him a couple of times, climbs on top and just elbows him until Brock stops moving.
Yeah.
Collapses on him. Ref counts the 3. He's champion, right?
That would feel good.
That would have been amazing. I don't even like I like Roman's matches. We've talked about that before.
Yep.
Like I have cheerleaded for him on here before. I really enjoy his matches. I think that, like
I don't think he's a bad wrestler.
like his character is, and it's not even just that the character is bad outright. The character is so inconsistent. Like he's supposed to be this badass who threw Brock Lesnar through a steel cage wall, and then the next night he's complaining about how management is unfair to him. Like it does. There's no consistency to it, and it doesn't help him.
Right.
Yeah.
it's not
If he
helping
had
him
done
at
this thing where like it's not necessarily like, oh, he has all the offensive capability of Brock Lesnar, but he's just so damn stubborn that he won't stay down and he manages to tough it out and gut it against Brock Lesnar. People would get behind that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, it was just a bad match. There was no way they were putting the title on Roman today or at Greatest Royal Rumble.
I thought they would.
They could have.
honestly.
No.
I thought there was a chance they
Like, as soon as they said the thing, Greatest
steel
Royal
cage.
Rumble would be at like 3 o'clock, I was like, yeah, there's no way they're going to
Well,
do it at a live
Well,
show.
well, the
You guys-
reason why.
You guys,
I mean,
I
the
don't know if you
reason
guys
why.
know this,
Yes.
but come Money in the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
if Brock defends that belt at
Oh,
Money in
yeah,
the Bank,
here,
right,
past Punk's record.
he will pass CM Punk's record.
You think that's what they're doing?
Yes.
Oh, that's so petty. That's just like
They
Vince.
fire the man on his wedding day.
That's
What depths
so
of petty do you
petty.
think we're going to sink to here, honestly?
Apparently very. But, I mean, another reason why they probably went to started at 3 is because the final match.
But it's okay, though, because
Oh my God.
Kazuchika Okada's been IWGP Heavyweight Champion for 2 years.
Well, they're not gonna get
So it's fine. Well, a year and 11 months.
We'll talk about that later, Troy.
Yes, we will.
All right,
But
Okay,
yeah.
so the
So
Greatest Royal
So,
Rumble
Greatest
match.
Royal Rumble. We are not going through all the competitors because there were 50 people in this match, but Braun Strowman won.
There was a backstage. There was, I know it was on YouTube. They did an interview with Mike Kanellis, and I just want to throw this out there because I could not stop laughing.
Oh, the one where he's talking about not
He's
breaking
talking
the
about
Rumble.
not breaking the
He was
record for
only-
being in there for the
He
shortest
was
time.
like number 4, actually.
He was in for like, they said it was like 2.4 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was like 0.2 of a second longer than whoever has the record right now. I think it might be Santino.
I
It's
think it was
Santino with 1 second.
Yeah. And so like he's just like freaking out and he's cheering for himself backstage.
"Yeah."
I didn't break the record. Oh my god, I didn't break the record. And I could not stop laughing. It
It
was
was like
incredible.
small victories.
I freaked out for Roderick Strong because I love Roderick Strong. I've seen him live before.
Who
He's
thought,
incredible.
who thought D-Brad was gonna Iron
I
Man
thought
this out?
okay, so here's the thing. I thought D-Bry might have Iron Manned it out. When Cass threw him out, I was like, well, if there's any way to make people react to Cass,
Yeah.
it's by
it's
having
to
him
have
do
him
that.
that. Yeah.
And then I thought Cass might win, but then I realized Braun was still in the ring.
Yeah, Braun was still in the ring. And that
So
Braun
then I
won.
knew that Big Cass was not going to win.
Hey, I popped when Braun won, though. I was
I
happy.
thought it was good, but
Braun
Yeah.
is consistently the most entertaining thing on TV, and I don't see myself getting bored of Braun anytime soon. Because the thing is, like,
I see myself.
they do with him the thing that they've done with New Day over the past couple years, to where every time the thing that they're doing starts to get stale,
you change them up.
they shift gears and move into something else. And he hasn't been bad at any of it yet. Nope. He's just been putting in good performance. He's the gentle giant who teamed with a 10-year-old and became tag team champions.
Nicholas.
And cut promos about how when Nicholas graduates high school, the other tag teams are going to get these hands.
Now,
Like, it was awesome. And then he was also this big giant badass who climbed out of a trash compactor to come after The Miz.
Yeah.
And destroyed Roman Reigns and just threw people at other people.
Point
Like,
of reference,
his
when Miz
range
did
is
that,
incredible.
The fans chanted, "This is murder" at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even Miz
One of
was
the-
like, oh
Yes.
God, what did I do?
Yes.
He was like,
But like,
"I could go to jail for a really long time for
but
this."
Braun's range so far is incredible. Like he's been phenomenal at everything up to this point.
And
So
it was
I don't
such a rocky start too.
Yeah, so I don't see myself getting bored at this point. It's kind of like how I know how in recent years it's people have kind of gotten bored with the Big Show, but it's mostly because Big Show's kind of done everything.
Really?
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
But when we were kids,
He was great.
Big Show was the man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care what anyone says. When we
It's
were
weird
little kids,
because
Big Show was the coolest.
It's weird because like the guy who I compare Braun most to right now is 2001 Kane, where like Kane was just doing all these things and getting just over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
And he was hands down the most popular guy on the
oh,
roster.
Kane was just
And he
He got
incredible.
like 3 belts at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
IC, the world, and
the tag
team.
title.
Yeah, Kane was incredible.
And
it's
then like they did the Katie Vick
And they
storyline.
just killed him.
and it just killed him dead.
Oh man, dead on
It's-
arrival.
they don't talk about that, so neither do we.
But
So I'm just waiting for them to do that to Braun, where it's gonna be something of that akin, something
Could have been
so
worse. They
bad.
could have gave AJ a Claire Lynch storyline.
No,
when he
not
came in.
again.
I don't think the
And-
Claire Lynch storyline was that
No.
bad in hindsight, but I thought it was bad.
It was
I don't
bad.
think it's that bad. I think it's bad, but not that bad. It's not the worst Impact storyline.
so
It was mostly saved by the fact that Bad Influence was a part of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
CD,
come
CD
on,
and Kaz are fantastic.
come on. You got
But,
CD coming out and dancing every week.
Oh,
It's so worth it.
Back on the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
Tucker Knight came out during this.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Tucker Knight came out.
So I like Tucker Knight a lot. I like Heavy Machinery. Was anyone else disappointed that there was no Otis Dozovic
Yeah.
signed?
I heard that
sighting?
Otis wasn't actually at Greatest Royal Rumble, and that's why he didn't come out.
I was disappointed to not see Otis because
Mm-hmm.
Otis is like a human refrigerator and it's amazing. Like
It's
the way that
pretty
he's
incredible.
shaped. Like it's amazing. And him yelling at Tucker is my favorite. Like, let's go, Tucky, stakes awake. Like it's amazing. There's such an 80s.
He's got the same like body type as Tomohiro Ishii,
Yeah,
where
and,
he's
like,
just
Rhino.
like weirdly round.
There's such an
Weird.
80s tag team, and
It's
I
so
love
great,
it
yeah.
so much. It's like if Demolition was like good guys and
Yeah.
not like dastardly heels the whole
Yeah.
time. Because like Demolition was over as hell just because they were big muscular guys that beat people up. So like Heavy Machinery is that if they were allowed to play to the crowd and be happy baby faces.
Yeah.
Really good.
And it makes me so happy because they're so much fun every time they come out. And also, they're going to wrestle War Raiders on NXT next week. And that is so much beef in one ring at one time. And I'm so ready. Like, oh my God.
Extra thick.
Shout outs to
Thick
Justin
boys.
Main because 2 episodes ago he phrased it best. It's heavy machinery doesn't have to do shit in the ring, but they still get over,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and that's
They
what
just
makes them so
exist.
great.
They can yell about stakes and weights, and I will cheer for them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
They're so much fun.
But real quick before we
Yep.
wrap
Oh, and
up.
Braun got a belt. Did they ever?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
gave him
talking
a
about.
belt.
That's exactly what I was
Did
going to
they
mention.
did they announce like is that like a title he's going to defend when they tour
I
Saudi
don't-
Arabia again?
I
Or
don't
what?
know. Because remember, at first they just announced, you get this trophy. Oh, that's nice. And it's like, oh, yeah, here's this belt. Like, oh, okay, cool. So he's
Okay,
just
so
going to
low-key, that
always
belt-
have this thing?
Low-key, that belt actually looked pretty cool.
It looked nice. I
I
like
like the green background and everything.
Yeah, the green
on it.
background
Yeah.
with the red. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is cool. So
was-
what
it
I
was
think
nice
it is,
looking.
if they're gonna do this annually, this is just gonna be a belt that
It's
Braun
just
is
going to be
only
like-
going to bring.
Is it going to be
Yeah.
like okay? So I don't know. I think Will probably knows about this. The IWGP before that was just like called the governing body of the New Japan stuff. The
Yes.
IWGP was a yearly tournament, like a G1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it had a belt.
That's why it was called the International World Grand Prix.
Yeah. So and they had a belt.
Yes.
That was only defended in that tournament every year.
Yes.
And
That's
the
what they're
winner,
doing.
would defend against, like they would be in it, and they would defend
And
against the
they
guy
would
on
be
the other
the
side of the
defending
finals.
champion. Yes.
So I'm wondering if maybe they would do something like that with Braun with this new title.
like
No.
the champ gets the 50th spot every time.
Now, and I'm just
That'd
going
be-
to say this.
Who
Okay.
will win?
This is
I'm just
WWE.
I'm just spitballing here. I'm just throwing out stuff that has precedent for it that might happen. I don't know.
They could, but this is them right now where they have continuity issues left and right. So I
This
don't
randomly,
know.
This is
randomly.
true.
Sometimes they
Also,
remember.
like, aren't they not going to be doing any more Saudi Arabian tours?
but they are gonna do.
They signed a
greatest
10-year.
war-
They signed a 10-year deal
Oh, they signed a 10-year deal?
to continue.
Oh my
running
God,
big
I'm
shows
going to
in
have to
Saudi Arabia.
rewatch one of these shows. Holy crap, this is
Every-
awful.
Yeah, no.
What's up?
You're stuck.
This is bad.
You're trapped here now.
Well,
No, like the new deal they signed.
this is so
It's
bad.
150 mil over 10 years, I think.
This is so bad.
Or is it 150 mil for just the one show, and then they continue paying them more? Or
I think so. I think that it was such a good reaction that they're continue doing it.
'Cause, I
Despite
mean-
the commercial nearly lampooning the idea. So I guess they just got to be careful with that, even though it's really dumb. But whatever.
yeah, I think one of the reasons that they wanted to do that was like according to the Saudi prince. I think, don't quote me on this, please. I think like because it would make sense. Like one of the reasons that they had that big show there was to promote tourism.
Yeah,
in that area.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because that is a really good way to do that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a long-term deal in Saudi Arabia after that.
I have to check that out. We'll look into it.
15-minute
Okay, so
All right, cool.
So we just finished going through Greatest Royal Rumble.
We're
going to go.
We can go through news from the past week, and then when we come back from break, we'll do Backlash.
Go with that.
Yeah. When we come back from break, we'll do news and then Backlash.
So do you want to run through